Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2005 Lexus ES 330. Up front is a 3.3 liter V6, and down below is a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now, I'm super excited to be driving this ES 330 because I always want to bring more affordable vehicles to the channel. I know finding a car can be hard, and I often feel like the ES is overlooked. So I'm excited to share with you a great option for a used vehicle. But before we get on to anything else, I have a website, zackpraedel.com, where you can buy stickers and other merchandise when it becomes available. You can also submit your own vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, and you get a video of your car just like this one. And you can read my behind the scenes blog to see what I'm filming before it comes out on the channel. But let's get back to that 3.3 liter V6 under the hood. Well, it makes about 226 horsepower and was actually updated in 2004. Before that, they were using a 3-liter V6, thus it was the ES 300. So if you see an ES 300, it's a slightly older model. The 330 was updated after that for 2004 and ran through 2006. The 3.3 liter is really good. Is it an absolute powerhouse that's melting my face off? No, it's definitely not, but it's a very reliable engine from Toyota. The 3-liter had a couple of very small issues, and those kinks were worked out for the 3.3. This car has 164,000 miles on it, and all it's needed is an alternator, which is a wear item anyway, so not that big of a deal. Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed automatic. This was the only option for the ES 330. To be fair, the 3.3 liter was also the only option for the 330, but of course, because it is a Lexus, there was no manual option, and there was no 6 or 4 speeds available. Last but not least about the drivetrain, of course, the ES is front-wheel drive. This vehicle shares a platform not only with the Toyota Camry, everyone always quotes it as the Camry, but it also shares the platform with the Avalon, Solera, Highlander, Sienna, Venza, Lexus RX, and a bunch more. So it shares architecture with those vehicles, which is nice for serviceability. So how does it feel to actually drive the Lexus ES? Well, the ride quality actually is pretty good. It's what I would come to expect out of a Lexus. Lexus has never been the most pillowy and cloudy vehicles in the world, but definitely a nice premium driving experience, as opposed to the Camry that this shares a platform with. So I'm really happy to see that. Visibility is pretty good. Steering is a little bit heavier than I would have wanted, but not a complaint at all. But overall, it's comfortable and it's easy to live with. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 main gauges. Off to the left is my tachometer, in the center is the speedometer, and off to the right I have my fuel and coolant temperature. Everything I need and nothing that I don't. On the steering wheel, on the left I have my volume, skip track, and mode, and off to the right I have my little display with a little added stalk for the cruise control. The steering wheel also has this nice wood finish to it, which carries on throughout the whole interior of the ES 330, and I really like the congruency. Off to the left I have a climate control vent, power mirrors, gauge dimmer switch, and then down below I have my gas cap and trunk release. Moving on to the door, I get a tiny little speaker about the size of a $50, 2 memory seat options, and then moving down below I have my lock and unlock and power windows. This is of the era where Lexus and Toyota were putting all auto on the windows, just in case you forgot. Moving into the center, I have the hazard switch and digital clock, as well as 2 climate control vents. Then I have the radio. Now, I really like this because I think the radios in the later 2000s from Lexus are kind of congested and too much to look at. I like how clean and simple this is. I still get a tape deck in 2005, as well as a 6-disc changer, which is really cool to see. Down below, we have the climate controls. I do have dual zones, so passenger and driver temperature, as well as heated and ventilated seats. Really nice options, and we're going to be talking a lot about that at the end of the video, but really cool to see for 2005 ventilated seats. Big ups for Lexus. Then we have a pop-out ashtray and 12-volt outlet / cigarette lighter. And then we have the shifter itself, again finished in the same wood that you'll find throughout the rest of the interior. It is a jigsaw style shifter, so you kind of have to ratchet it through the gears in order to get it in and out of gear, but very typical Toyota and Lexus, nothing new there. Then we do have pop-out cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the 2005 Lexus ES 330, and it passes. But here's the thing, the bottle fits, so in that regard, it's a pass. But the actual cup holders themselves are so flimsy that I think if I were to take a corner, the whole shebang would go shebang. So while it does pass, I wouldn't recommend putting big, heavy things in these cup holders. Then we do get a center console and armrest, and then we got to talk about the seats. The seats are finished in leather. They're really nice and comfortable. This is past the era of like 90s luxury comfort, but still holding on to a little bit of those attributes, and I like it. You know, the seats are very, very comfortable. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2005 Lexus ES 330, and first of all, knee space, great. Headroom, great. I fit back here. I'm 5'11", not a small guy. I fit back here really comfortably, which is really, really nice to see. Odds are you watching this, you're smaller than me, so you'll fit perfectly. The seats are nice and cushiony, same leather that you get up front. I have auto windows back here. I get 2 climate control vents, and I get a little center console with some openable cup holders as well. Not crazy features back here, definitely not like the Lexus LS600H with the executive seat package that I just drove. This back seat's a little bit more tame than that, but still very, very nice features. Speaking of space and features, let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. So, we actually got to start the trunk review up here because this is where the trunk release is. There is no button on the outside, so you can either do it from the key fob or from the inside. Once we are back here, nothing crazy to report. However, the trunk is massive, which is really, really nice to see. That's what I like to see in these bigger sedans. Not that this is a full-size sedan or luxury sedan by any means. Well, it is kind of luxury, but it's not giant, but you do get a pretty giant trunk, which is absolutely awesome to see. Love that Lexus does that. Now we got to talk about the looks, and I've never been a huge fan of how the ES330 looks. I don't think it's really winning any prizes. However, I do like the fact that this was actually designed by Kengo Matsumoto, who also designed the later 2000s IS and ISF products, which I adore. So he definitely has some credentials to his design process. The ES doesn't have to look special. It's not meant for the red carpet. It's not meant for the spotlight. And so with that being said, with the exterior, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving yet another Lexus ES 330? Because I've actually done a 2004 Lexus ES 330, and although it is majority the same vehicle, I drove that car in the snow, so I couldn't really get a good feeling for it. I drove it on a closed course, so I didn't know how it felt on real, actual roads. So I want this video to be a more full review. If I had to voice a dislike, it would be the exterior. I'm not a big fan of it. However, there are so many things that I do like that it outweighs how it looks. I don't need to list everything, but the main point is this is a very good, very comfortable car. It's going to be reliable. You get that Toyota reliability, but you get added features from Lexus, like the ventilated seats, like heated mirrors, like a premium sound system, 6-disc changer, memory seats, soft leather on the door cards. These are all really, really nice added bonuses that the Camry doesn't offer. And yet, the ES never really got its time in the sun on the used market. These haven't shot up in value because, well, people don't really know or think about them. And that's a shame because if you're looking for a used car, if you're looking for something to get from A to B in, this is a fantastic option. Imagine if you were going to buy a house and there were 2 houses available for the exact same price, but one of them has all the furniture already in it and one of them is completely empty. I think I know which one you're going to choose. And that's the argument here for the ES330. Do you want all the bells and whistles for virtually no extra cost in today's market? Yeah, I'd go with this over a Camry every day. It's just a nicer Camry, a nicer Avalon, and whatever else this thing shares its platform with. I, too, am at fault for never thinking about the ES. Honestly, I hadn't thought about it since the last time I drove one. And I might forget about this one, but that's a shame. It doesn't deserve that. This car deserves so much more. The owner has put 80,000 miles on this car in the last 5 years. And he's had to do one rear strut, a control arm, and an alternator. That's it. Pretty low-cost items and undramatic items. They weren't roadside fixes at midnight. It was like, oh, you know, things are getting kind of tired. Let's just go refresh them at our leisure. That is really, really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Kareem for letting me take out his ES330. It's always good for me to sort of re-up my thoughts and feelings about certain cars. And I'm glad that my feelings haven't changed on the ES330, and that is all thank you to Kareem. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.